Welcome to 3Grams digital scales up demonstration for the Android and Windows version. 3Grams is a 3-in-1 digital scales up. When you first download it, you will see the main screen here. This particular video is for the visual scales up, so drag the slider to the scales section. On the screen it's asking you to calibrate, so we need to calibrate. When you first get the app, you will have either 2 or 3 calibration credits for free. You can always buy more by clicking on the buy button, and then you can buy 1, 2, 5, 10 or 20 calibration credits. The more you buy, the cheaper they are. You can also click on remove ads to disable all the ads in the app. It'll make the user experience a lot better, and it's just a few dollars. Don't forget to rate and share that app with friends. Thank you for doing that. Okay, so with the visual scales, we are using DIY apparatus, which I'll show you in a bit. The first thing we need to do is we need to click on settings. We need to set the calibration weight. So we need a known object. You can use something like a coin or a weight grams. So we've set the units to be grams, 2 decimal places, and the weight of the chalk cube is about 13 grams, 13,000 milligrams. Press back. So you can see we can't start here because we haven't calibrated. So click on calibrate. It takes you to the calibration screen. It's asking you to press start. Just follow the on-screen instructions. The start button is at the bottom. Press start. We now need to take a picture of our apparatus. So let me just take a picture first, and then I'll explain it to you. On the screen, you then press yes. On some phones, the image taken will be landscape, so you can press the rotate button at the top. This will rotate the image, so just keep pressing it until the image is in the right orientation. So if we have a look at the apparatus here, what we have is we have a glass. One second. We have a glass with some water inside it. On the water, we've balanced the cap of a deodorant. It's just a normal deodorant cap. It's held in place using a cardboard paper. We've cut a hole in it so that the cap fits nicely into it, not too tight. So you've got a movement there. So it just keeps it in place, so we've got a nice flat line at the bottom. Our reference points are the bottom of the cup, which is fixed, the top of the cup, which is fixed, or you can use the cardboard, and then the variable line, which is the yellow line in the app, is the bottom of the cup, which is currently in the water. So on our app, we then drag the lines to the right position. So let's start with the bottom reference line, the red one. Click on the button at the bottom here, and then drag on the screen to position the red line. You can also tap above and below it to accurately position it. The more accurately you place these lines, the more accurate your reading is going to be. Now press the top button and drag the green line. Position it using tapping. Now click on the center line button. We then place the yellow line at the bottom of the cap, and then use tapping to position it accurately. Once you've done that, just double check everything and then press the tick. It's now asking us to take another picture after we add our known weight. So we press OK. Before we take a picture, we need to add our known weight. Just for comparison, I'm using an actual digital scales to weigh a small chalk cube. It says 13 grams, so we know the weight of this is 13 grams. So let's place it in the center of the cup. So now I've placed the chalk into the cap. Now we can take another picture using the app. Press yes on screen. Now again, what we need to do is position the lines again. So let's start with our reference lines. So the red line, drag it to the bottom. The most important thing is making sure you've got the entire apparatus in the actual image so that you can drag the reference points. So leave a bit of space below the reference point and also at the top, so that you don't have a problem when you're positioning the lines. Our green line seems alright. Let's just position the yellow center line. Now this is the line which is going to vary. Okay, so let's just use tapping to position it at the bottom of the cap. Once that's done, you can press tick bar. If you need to press the tear button, and then it will reposition the lines for you. Now press the tick button. It tells you the calibration is complete and you use one calibration credit. Once you've calibrated the visual scales, on the main menu you will see that it says calibrated. It tells you the cal weight, the cal factor, and also how many calibration credits you've got left now. The animated start button means you can now press start to use visual scales. The way you actually use the scales is exactly the same way as you just calibrated. You press start, you take a picture of your apparatus in neutral position, you then set your lines, you then add your weight of the object you want to weigh. So you can put something like a pound coin or something inside the cap. So you place it in the cap. When you place an object in the cap, it will move down. That movement is then used to calculate based on your calibration. So again, just press start, take a picture, set your lines, your reference points, place your object into the cap, press the accept button. You want to take another picture. Once you've taken another picture, set your lines again. Your two reference points must be the exact same. So we're using the bottom of the cup and the top of the cup. The only one that's going to be changing is the base of the cap here. Once you've done that, it will show you the weight down here. What you can do is press tear and you can reposition the lines. Press units to change your units. Using the visual scales does not use any credits switch, so you can use it as many times as you want once you've calibrated it. Thanks for watching. One last thing is the actual apparatus. This is just one example of how you can use the visual scales. The only thing we need is something that's varying once a weight is added. So you can use something like this, or you can also use something that uses like sponges. So here's another example. So we've got a sponge. The best sponge to use would be a nice soft sponge. So we're using two. Well, we can just try one at the moment. We then use something flat like a coaster, place it on top of the sponge. When you take your first picture, take it like this. The next picture will be taken once you've added a weight. So if you wanted to weigh, for example, this glass of water, you place it on top. Now if the sponge is soft enough, you'd get a decrease in the height, so the sponge will go down, and then you take your next picture. So as you can see, once you place the weight, your center line, the yellow line, will move down. Your two reference points will be the bottom of the sponge and you can use something in the background, so you can draw a line and use that as your reference point. So add your weight, move your yellow line down, and then press accept to calculate the weight. Here's another method. If you place two soft objects like two sponges, the softer they are the better, because you get more movement. So balance something flat on the actual sponges. Again, you've got your reference points, which are the same, the bottom of the sponges, and something in the background, reference point there that stays fixed. When you want to weigh your object, you just place it on there. So you want to make sure that both sponges are kind of have the same kind of softness. So once you add your weight, you've got the downward movement of the flat surface, which is the yellow line. If you need more help, check out the help documentation. You can also email us with any questions. We'll be glad to help you. Thanks for watching, and don't forget to share and rate our app.